of our fans, readers who don't know about your characters, tell us a little bit about them.
I play Manfred.
Again.
I play Manfred. He's a medium. He sees and talks to dead people, and lately they've been trying to hijack his body, leaving him in great physical pain. Then he's been coping with using pain medication. So he's got a drug addiction. He's on the run. He decides to hide at midnight because he's pissed off a couple people, and he doesn't know what he's in for until he meets all these other supernatural beings that populate the town.
Tell you about our character. I play Creek, who was raised in Midnight. She's one of the only people who grew up there. She works 2 jobs, she's a waitress, and works at the Gas and Go. She doesn't really have any supernatural powers. She lives with her little brother and has an overprotective dad. And the question is kind of like, well, if she doesn't have supernatural powers, and this is kind of a place for supernaturals and people with secrets, why is she there? This is a mystery.
So we see in the pilot you getting possessed. I'm assuming that's going to happen more. How is that as an actor to work on the physicality of that?
It's great fun. It's a little scary, but you just have to dive in. There was very few guidelines as to how that was going to happen. So they just let me do my thing. We hadn't rehearsed it. I know some people who had auditioned had to do that scene and who auditioned, but I hadn't. And so on the day, they just sort of let me do what I want. I was just crossing my fingers and hoping that they would match, the visual effects to my performance. I got to establish the look of how that would happen on screen. So that was great.
Are you all a fan of the genre? Supernatural genre?
I kind of stayed away from it my whole life because my whole family, my mom, dad, and brother are really into the supernatural genre, and we always have these really thick paperbacks that they were reading all the time. And I was really afraid of it. I was afraid of vampires, afraid of monsters. So I never thought I would, be brave enough to do a show like this, but it ended up being really fun.
I'm a fan of a lot of independent horror films and ghost stories. I like a good haunting story. I recently loved the Babadook, which I thought had similar themes to this, because it's about. That's what I got from it, but I feel like it's about controlling your inner beast and accepting that it's a part of you and that it's always going to be there, and it's not about destroying it; it's just living it.
If there was another person in the town that do a swap place with, who would that be?
Myself or my character?
Your character.
I feel like Lem's got it good. He's got a traditional life. He's got a stable relationship. Yeah.
I'd swap with Fiji because she's a witch and she can do whatever she wants, and she's so cute too,
Everyone seems like Fiji.
Sorry, no,
Oh, really? She's beloved.
What relationships are you excited to see fans get to know throughout the show? Whether platonic or romantic. We've heard that this is supposed to be romance.
There's a lot of romance. I like all of the couples. I like Manfred and Kate, and I also love Fiji and Bobo, and Olivia and
Maybe they don't know they were going to be a couple. Fiji and Bobo have a couple.
Sorry, I didn't mean couple. I meant I like the pairings that are starting off, And I feel like with all of them, there's a little bit of push and pull, and will they, won't they, and there's a lot of other stuff going on in Midnight that they don't have necessarily the time to put into a relationship as you would. So there are those challenges.
Manfred's sort of torn between the cute new waitress and his dead grandma. So there's that. There's a love triangle there.
Yeah.
Spoilers? We'll wait and see,
I
right?
think that's like François' show that's like in his. I don't know.
It's a show he thinks he's in.
Yeah.
All right, so continuing with your show, if you could bring any other supernatural character or being or power into the show that's not yet introduced, what kind would you like to bring in?
I mean, there's a lot
There's a lot.
of supernatural stuff. I can't even imagine if there's room for more. It's kind of like every supernatural like being that you've heard of, like a werewolf, right? Like, but we have a were-tiger, and that's crazy. Like, I'm not as imaginative as Charlene Harris is, and that's not the only supernatural character that's like kind of has a huge twist that you're like, I didn't think that they worked like this. Like the vampire has completely different rules. It doesn't even drink blood. You know? It's crazy.